second half here of my 66th birthday show. I am drinking while I'm doing the show. But I'm also alternating with spinning my coffee here. Good work. And I'm trying to tell you a little bit about me, what I'm doing, what I need to do, what I got to do. Done your, I don't know. The lighter of these strikes again. Now, we've moved into a new century, folks. The old ways don't work. Magazines don't work. As soon as I stopped publishing the Free American magazine, the Rocky Mountain National News, or Rocky Mountain News up in Denver, who helped me launch one of my first magazines, went out of business. And magazines aren't quite making it like they used to. The situation, the book industry is not doing like it should. So we have to figure out a new way to bring income in, and I have done that. Yeah, I don't take pills, geek. Feel free to boot that dumb son of a bitch, So anybody pay attention to the shows? Does Clay take pills? I don't fucking think so. Now, but folks, we still have a battle going on here. There is still a war going on here, and the Jews know it, and they're. I mean, I've got their quotes on my website. What they've said about keeping us. Stop that! Knock that off. Yeah, I'm sitting back, I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm partying, I'm spinning my coffee. Because, you know what? There's something we lost here somewhere. Something we lost. The ability to have fun and to enjoy the battle. We are in a battle. Now, the way I'm going to handle this, I'm going to continue telling you the truth about the Jewish manipulators of what's happening here. No, I say that all the time. I say that every day, as a matter of fact, David. Raises my vibrational level. But some of us have special privileges. Let's see here, where we got here?
So the American Legion responded very vehemently and said, quote, the American Legion is well aware and horrified at the pain inflicted during the Oklahoma City bombing But Timothy McVeigh was only one of more than 42 million veterans who have worn this nation's uniform during wartime. To continue to use McVeigh as an example of the stereotypical disgruntled military veteran is as unfair as using Osama bin Laden as the sole example of Islam, end quote. Now, as a result of American Legion, other veterans groups, conservative groups, pro-life groups, etc., protesting over this, and members of Congress protesting over this, DHS Secretary Janet Napolitano was forced to apologize, sort of. She didn't really apologize. She finally withdrew the report, and she apologized that people were offended by it. Members of Congress and many citizens demanded an investigation of this, saying, well, wait a second, where did this come from, and how is it that the Department of Homeland Security has cast a big net like this, attacking veterans and conservatives, pro-lifers, people who are concerned about immigration, and the danger of this report was it was being disseminated to all of law enforcement. In other words, this is the Department of Homeland Security telling local police, you better be watching out for those returning military veterans, you better be watching out for those pro-life people. If somebody has a bumper sticker about illegal immigrants, they might be a potential terrorist, another Timothy McVeigh. So members of Congress said, well, where did you get this information? What is the provenance or source of this information that is in the report? Secretary Napolitano demurred. She did not want to give out that information. So Americans for Limited Government brought a lawsuit. I'll just skip this one. A Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security and forced them to, by court order, to release the information. And what do you suppose was the source? Now this is the Department of Homeland Security. They have billions and billions of dollars. They've got hundreds of thousands of employees and investigators and whatnot. One might expect that when they put out a report like that on extremism, that they would have some hard evidence or data to back up their claims. So when they were forced to release their information, where did it come from? Well, here's the printout that they released here. You can see from there, I don't know if you can, most of these are SPLC centered, the Southern Poverty Law Centers. So what we see is that the Southern Poverty Law Center, with its political allies in government, has succeeded in hijacking the Department of Homeland Security.
Sorry about that. Lost something here. Yeah, so at any rate, that's what he's talking about here is they're attacking the veterans. They attacked me first. I've always told you, folks, that I'm the canary in the coal mine here. What's happening here, they're calling me radical, they're calling me an extremist. I called up the governor of New Mexico and said, Governor, they listed me in this guy, right-wing extremist. I think they're trying to get me killed. Don't worry about it, Clay. I'll take care of it, Gary Johnson told me. Now, a lot of these things here are happening, and what's really depressing about these attacks on myself and other patriots is that they come from people we are really trying to save. Hold on a second, let's see if we're doing this. Is everything recording here? Yes, okay. Yes, we're still going. Everything's at work in there. So let me, no one's called in. No, there is no one on my call-in line. No one. Trolls didn't even call that. And this is what you need to understand. these attacks on me. Where it's coming from right now, wherever it's coming from, whatever they're saying, if they're saying it about me here, folks, I got no agenda, I got no hidden interest, I got nobody pulling my strings. I'm just an individual, just like you, that happens to have had access because I read a lot. I've got access to information most people don't have because your thoughts are controlled and programmed. These are counterintelligence PSYOP operations orchestrated by high-level communist operatives, but with the help of the mainstream, patriots are presented to their friends and relatives as radical extremists rather than the patriots they are. The internet is a valuable tool for spreading information, but disinformation is being spread at the same time. The internet is full of trolls and people whose indoctrination and conditioning is so strong they will literally have some kind of seizure if you broach them with a topic even vaguely controversial. Do not forget that to remind such people, it is the greatest act of ignorance to dismiss something you know nothing about. And if they insist, they do know about the topic they are dismissing. For example, that 2 planes can't demolish 3 buildings, that a freely growing herb on Earth might cure human disease, or that Coney 2012 is nothing more than a poorly designed precursor to NATO invasion and occupation of the African continent a la Iraq and Afghanistan, and press them on it, ask them what they know about it, and if they can answer, then ask them where they got their information from. Keep pushing. Do not acquiesce because you are informed or they are either ill-informed or misinformed. If you were a medic on a battlefield and an injured soldier insisted, I don't need your help, would you walk away and let him bleed to death? Your species needs you, folks. The earth is the battlefield. You are the medics. The battle is almost over, whether won or lost. Do not wait to play your role. Do not wait to save your species. Do not wait for someone else to do it for you. If you're listening to this, then someone is you. The world needs you. Okay. I will take a call. Hello, 310 area code.
Hi, Clay. This is Nick. I just wanted to say happy birthday.
Well, thank you, my dear. Where are you from? You're from L.A.? What's your name again?
Nick.
Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you, Nick. I know who you are. I think I've hung out at your house for a while, didn't I?
Yes, you have.
Well, I'm glad you called in to wish me happy birthday. I really am. That really makes me feel good.
Clayton, I just want to congratulate you too on 66 years on this ball of dirt.
Yeah, you know, if I'd known I was going to make it this far, I would have taken better care of myself.
Well, you're on the road to recovery now, sir. You're on the road with the rest of us. But I just want to call in and wish you the best today.
Well, thank you. I want to point out to people that I do have David's book up, Farm Physics. That's up. It's available on our website. I've got it here. He's got it there. We've got information. Now, you know what? You know, I'm not making any apologies for pushing my books. I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of years sitting down writing those books. You did too. And we damn sure got a right to sell them. We got a right to promote them, and you know, I'm telling you, you know, we've got if what are you going to donate to? You know, since you're running for president, and I certainly hope you do well with that. I mean, why would anybody discourage anybody from aspiring to be the best? To aspiring to do something? Why would anybody do that? You know, not insane.
Well, we need to start to lead the people in the right direction, Clayton. That's all. Simple men like ourselves, and just have to get up and do the right thing. That's all. Do the right thing.
I do. You know, and we can do this together. I mean, right now, up on my website, right now, if you guys forgot all the bullshit that the ADL has fed you, if you forgot about all that, Clayton R, yeah, that's what he's supposed to have done. That's what he should have done. That was the proper response for the situation. There, you know what?
It's difficult to know nowadays what the correct action for any one of these given situations is, but all we can do is try our best.
Well, you know, I mean, first of all, it's purposely confused. If you're not somewhat grounded in reality, you got to be, you know, they are purposely confusing the whole issue, you know. Republican, Democrat, which ones we got to be? Well, listen, we've only raised 240,000 as our Republicans. We need to really get out there because the Democrats have raised 350 million. And where did that money? Wait a minute. Nobody's asking the question. Where'd that money go? Where'd that money go? Oh, it went to the mainstream, didn't you? The number is
I get those numbers backwards.
It's 646-915-8774.
I'm sorry, Clay.
646-915-8774. Did you get it? Yeah. Okay. And stay with me, David. Stay with me, David. I'm going to bring somebody else up.
Sure.
Hello, 804 area code. You've been listening to me for a long time. Hello, I thought I'd bring you up and let you say happy birthday or some shit like that.
Happy birthday, Clay. You know I love you. You know I love you, mate.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. You are aware, I mean, that everybody says I'm a racist, don't you? I mean,
Nah.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, Clay, without you, I don't know what I'd do.
Well, I sure appreciate you listening, man. I don't bring you up very often, you know. If you had some way to signal me, I know you just come on here and listen, but
yes.
I thought I'd bring you up today.
I'm going to ask you one thing before I leave, right?
All right, sir.
You know Hagman and Hagman, right?
Yes.
The guy got a blog talk radio show where he pressed my button, I think night before last, and I asked him, would he have John Kaminsky on his show?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think John is a great man and doesn't get near the recognition that he should.
You know why they're scared of him, right? Because a lot of these investigative journalists were telling teaching us what's going on with America, but getting see there tell us, pray for Israel, but see, they can't deal with nobody like John Kaminsky that can tell them otherwise.
Well, that's why they don't like me much right now. But listen, I appreciate you calling in, bro, and I appreciate you listening.
Peace.
Alright, we got one more blocked number here. Okay, you got a block number, so I ain't too pleased with that, but say hello.
Mainstream media will tell you. Are you frustrated with your elected politicians? Put the news behind them at truthradio.com. At Truth Radio, you can listen live or listen to a large selection of archived programs on demand. Listen when you want to. truthradio.com. The truth is out there. All you have to do is open your mind and listen.
If there is any common denominator to the interests of people who are connected with...
How did that happen? Well,
Truth Radio. Like another Mitt Romney call.
Yeah, no. Truth Radio, he's ain't got a schedule right quite yet. So I started 5 minutes ahead. But, at any rate, you know, I've got information up right now. If you click on the banner on my website, you go to freeamerican.com, you click on the water filter banner here. We found a water filter that will take out fluoride and radiation, uses no electricity, you know, and I've got it all over the site, because I think this is one of the most important things we do. I mean, I've sold Berkey's and Aquarain filters for years and years and years, and they certainly did the job for what we had to face in, but today we got more to face. And I quit drinking the whole fluoride thing a long time ago. And, of course, I spin my coffee now, if I had coffee to spin.
Clayton, is there anything else in that coffee cup?
No, that's all in this. That's if I sip a little bit of the coffee after drinking that rum and coke, it has you know, kind of a toddy effect.
You got any of that Sailor Jerry's down there? I should send you a bottle.
No, I did. I was going to apply for a role as Captain Morgan, but I didn't get around to it.
Well, like we were saying earlier, I think it's us that's changing now and not the trolls. I think we're all just kind of chuckling and feeling good. And it's the type of change that I've been waiting for in myself.
We are doing the right thing. We are doing the right thing. You know, Ron Paul did the right thing. He listened to my guest and listened to and read my magazine 20 years ago, almost 18. You know, so I have had an effect here. I have had an effect, and you know, I've got this up on my website. I made some changes on the website, and by the way, this SPLC hijacks DOJ and DHS is right up on my website, along with declassified massive Israeli manipulation of our media, U.S. media. And right above that, I've got this, folks. It is, to an extent, in the hands of each of us, in the intelligence and tolerance with which we approach the truly difficult injustices in contemporary international relations, and in the will we bring to bear on such inequities. The New World Order has arrived and needs to be presented for what it is. The global community of individuals free from the defined roles established by the state needs to come together to systematically remove the globalists within our political and social circles who are intentionally planting the seeds of world governments and the New World Order. At this moment, the only way we can stop the New World Order is via the following: a systematic campaign that encompasses all types of media to present to the global community that the New World Order, what the New World Order is all about, and who are the globalists perpetuating the New World Order ideology. We need an organized collective that encompasses a core group of anti-globalists who can encourage a consistent and systematic fight against the globalists via organized means. We have to work together or we will surely hang alone. And folks, I am that man. I have devoted my life to this, and I will continue to do that.
Call recording has been completed. Now, files declassified in America have revealed covert public relations and lobbying activities of Israel in the U.S. The National Archives made the documents public following a Senate investigation. They suggest Israel has been trying to shape media coverage of issues it regards as important. You can download these files from the website of the Institute for Research on Middle Eastern Policy. And we can now cross to Washington and talk to Grant F. Smith, who is the director of this institute. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Smith. I'd like to begin by asking you, what exactly do these files reveal?
These files are from a sealed Senate investigation, which was the result of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the U.S. Department of Justice looking into groups that brought $36 million into the U.S. to plant stories in the U.S. media and promote Israeli foreign policy objectives in the United States. They're extremely relevant because they revealed, for example, a vast effort to divert U.S. attention from the Israeli Dimona nuclear weapons facility by saying it was merely a research center. They carefully tracked how that story was playing in the U.S. media. And they also were using outlets such as the Atlantic magazine, funneling $50,000 into that magazine in a major effort to disrupt a U.S. peace proposal, which would have involved bringing some Palestinian refugees and allowing them to return to their homes and properties in Israel. The interesting thing about these... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what about the media, their side? How susceptible are they to Israeli lobbying?
Well, this reveals essentially that major U.S. publications that were on the receiving end of the $36 million really fell into line for a whole host of initiatives. Now, the Senate investigation was a failure, and they essentially heavily censored the Senate transcript and then put all of these extremely damning files into sealed records for years and years so that nobody could really see what was going on. And unfortunately, the groups that were involved in this, they were ultimately forced to register as foreign agents and disclose their activities. They simply transferred all of these activities into a group called the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. So it's extremely enlightening for Americans to see how media influence functions by looking at internal documents from this investigation.
Well, it also makes you ask, how much will Americans really see if the U.S. media is so affected by these lobbyists, no?
Well, yeah, that's exactly the case, because once again, you know, we're replaying history. Now, instead of trying to divert attention away from nuclear weapons in the Middle East, a magazine, again, The Atlantic, is on the forefront of an AIPAC drive to get the United States to attack Iran's nuclear facilities, again, now under the pretext that they're nuclear weapons sites. So for the United States, it's extremely important for people to see this media influence and the mechanics of it, because over the passage of time, this has only gotten worse.
What does this suggest about U.S. policy in the Middle East? Is it being shaped around the interest of Israel as you see it?
Well, we've done a lot of work over the years obtaining documents about Israeli policy initiatives in the United States.